Well, if you thought you were dealing with chronic stress, imagine being a forest tree in Colorado right now. Yep, there is a historic drought and high fire conditions nearly every day, it seems.
Yeah, now a bug infestation of all the things is exploding in the forests along the Front Range. And the State Forest Service says the biggest headline in their annual report on forest health this year is those insects.
It is all the right ingredients for the wrong kind of outcome.
And because it's been so warm and so dry, and trees, of course, as it gets warmer, trees are just losing more water.
And it's not just the weather conditions boosting fire risk this year. Dr. Dan West, an entomologist with the Colorado State Forest Service, says it's also the bugs.
So ultimately what happens is many of our trees are stressed, and these bark beetles are able to just build up populations.
A nearly 150% increase in the outbreak of mountain pine beetles across 9 Front Range counties in just 1 year.
It's pretty much a fast death for these trees, which is why it's a concern when these bark beetles really start to build up populations, is that they can move like a wave across the ecosystem, and we see major amounts of mortality.
Beetles kill trees, and dead trees burn faster.
It caused for alarm only because of its position around high traffic corridors and, of course, where people live, where there's a lot of infrastructure, right? Life, property, and, of course, egress issues when we're thinking about fire, but also some of our water resources are all located in these areas as well.
Both fire and bugs are a natural part of the forest ecosystem, but Mother Nature also needs balance.
So the goal is to try to understand what's affecting our forests, and then we could marry up some kind of a management with that.
Now, there is a bigger issue with other tree pests, not just one species of pine beetle. The governor even launched a task force this past winter to figure out how to tackle this problem in our state. Those guys are just kind of getting up and running now. There are also management tools, things you can do for trees like chemical treatments, and the Forest Service is always working on management. But their first goal here, Sam, is just to figure out a better idea of where we have these stressed trees, where the pine beetles are on the move, and look at some long-term planning. You said you've seen recently how bad it looked.
I'm glad that you're doing this story because we were driving through Vail Pass on the way to Vail, and as we were on the 70, my mom actually said to me, look at all those brown trees. I wonder if there's like some sort of like a bug, a beetle infestation. And I'm like, well, here you go, Mom. Hopefully you're watching because Jennifer Meckles gave you all the details.